Look, you hear it with them brain surfing boys. Not sponsored by Anchor, but definitely getting held down by them. With Anchor.com, you can record your thoughts, your feelings, and voice them out for the world to hear. The best part about Anchor is you record your content here, and it will be linked to every other major podcast platform. If you're not down with Anchor yet, you're missing out. But like I said, Anchor.com, rock with us. Cuff. Come catch these waves. The Brain Surfing Podcast. I'm on some other shit, constantly giving content. Other niggas just came and went. My ex bitch was light skinned, like the whip. I switched the tint. Said I got a podcast. This bitch think we fresh and fit. Everything make me stand out. Never needed a handout. Podcast high demand. While they saying I'm the man now. Comments coming in. Brain Surfers say I'm too legit. The Brain Surfing Podcast on Instagram. Like a pic. Hey. Okay, so this is the portion of the podcast where I'm gonna have some women perspectives. I'm gonna actually call a couple of homeboys too and see how they feel about it. You know what I'm saying? We can get the male and female perspective. But right now, my girl Tamika, we got her right here. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't heard what I recorded so far. So I'm gonna present her with the questions and just we're gonna go from there. So, hey Tamika, say hi to the people.
What's going on, y'all?
You gotta
It's
get
your
up on the mic
girl
though.
T. What's going on? What's going on? Oh man.
Okay, so let me light my blunt first. I wrote this shit like 20 minutes ago, and she been on my ass about lighting this motherfucker. I've been bullshitting.
Absolutely.
So let's get to it. Be as close as you can. All right, so these are some questions, some topics that came up from a Snapchat friend. Um, so we're gonna start with the first one. Why do you think men have multiple kids and then pick and choose which ones to take care of?
To be honest with you, just because, um, and I'm gonna speak a little freely on this. I have the father of my kids is he has several kids, several different baby moms, and if I had to speak, because I can only really speak on that situation, for me, I don't think that he picks and chooses who he wants to be involved with. It's just a matter of he has so many kids in several different states. Like it's a matter of he really can't even spend that time if he wanted to with them. Like how do you spend that time? And that's conversations that I asked had with him just because with him having kids after our kids, he's had a few more kids afterwards. I'd be like, yo, like I asked him, how does that make him feel that he can't spend time with all of his children? And he'd be like, it's messed up, and he kind of want the baby mamas to make the initiative. But I'm just like, yo, you have kids in different states. I only have two kids, so I mean, like I said, I don't think it's a matter of picking who and what kids to do for. I think it just gets to a point where they done had all these kids and they actually just physically can't do it.
So that's like more of the time aspect, you know what I'm saying? And that's very understandable. But of course, taking care of kids
It
is time, but it's also the financial part also.
true. And I mean, speaking to him, he's never been one to really keep a job long. He like quick money, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what that is, quick money. So like even then, he's still not even financially able to do like he does. He'll get with a baby mama or he'll get a kid or some of his kids for a little bit, and long as he have them, it's like if he got them in that moment, he'll do for them. But like outside of that, hell, he barely can even get the time. Like my kids barely get phone calls. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I be trying to figure out his mind frame over the years, especially now that we haven't been together for so many years, just to kind of see what's the what. And then on top of that, he's still having kids, but it's different for him. Like he's the epitome of a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely one of those guys. So it's quick money. It ain't no job. It ain't no child support. He's on child support with several of us, and yeah, that's and how he feels about that is ain't nobody getting nothing because as soon as he get a job and he notice child support is coming out, he intentionally quits the job. So
Yeah, I know, and I definitely know men who do that. You know what I'm saying? But and it's understandable to a point because it's like
um child support, I see dudes go crazy, you know what I'm saying, and then they child support they all their money, but you're the one that but you're the one that had all the kids, you know what I'm saying, and like you knew that was part of it. So I can only feel for you so much, you know what I'm saying? But as far as men who do that, you know what I'm saying, they work for a while, then once child support start getting them, they just quit. I mean, all you're gonna do is a whole bunch of like back pay and end up going
Man,
to prison eventually. They're gonna let it stack up to a
man.
whole bunch and end up going to prison, you know what I'm saying? Now if you are dating a man who has kids, um well first of all, if you're talking to a man who has kids and then you just never see him on social media with his kids, or he never pulled up on you to drop off $20 or whatever it may be. Something I don't know what to drop off a bag of weed for you or something because you want to smoke. If he don't have his kids with him, like would you even pursue dating that man?
Um, Probably for sure going if me and you broke up and that was the case now, absolutely not. With the situation that I was in with him when I first met him, obviously I didn't have any kids. He had kids, but like we moved so quick. So the shit with his baby mama, I didn't know that one, she was pregnant as we were dating. I just knew that he had a child with her already. And two, I didn't know how many kids he necessarily had. So when I did find out, one, she was pregnant and he did have the one child that was there where we was at, like I think I pushed him more to kind of be involved. I'm like, oh, you get your daughter, cool, get your daughter, we'll do this, do that. Me whole time, not knowing that his baby mama low key hated me, but we'll get that's a whole different topic of life on why. And then I found out I was pregnant, so I was even more kind of wanting him to be involved because I'm like, oh, I'm about to have a baby, and his daughter. I was very much pushed him. Now going forward, if that was the case now though, in my older age, ain't no way that I would be with a guy that he is making no effort to be with his children or a child. Not at
Right.
all.
So in that situation, as far as before you guys got like before
Let's
y'all
see.
had
Wait.
kids, like you seen he wasn't so active with his kids.
Two, he was, and man, y'all gonna be like, what the fuck, Tamika? Like when y'all, the crazy part, when I met him, he was in a halfway house, so like it wasn't like he was literally, I was dating him as he was coming off of his stay there, but like he was in a halfway house. So when he did see his kids, he had to meet them at his sister house, and so it was only limited time, so I didn't think much of it. And we moved really quick. After like a month and a half of dating, I was pregnant, so it just kind of went so quick.
Right. So you didn't even have time to even
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
access the
Such a
situation. You
situation,
know what
it
I'm
just
saying?
went so quick.
But as far as now, though, just kind of touching back up on both topics, kind of giving my summary of what I get from it. Um, there are reasons why there are logical reasons why a man might have multiple kids and only pick and choose who they take care of. Right? Like for you, there's logical reasons why. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Even you being a woman, you understand that there are logical reasons
Hmm.
why. Now, I give a reason also. 'Cause I recorded some before I had you and now whoever
Hmm.
else come on later on, right? I was saying how sometimes you can have multiple kids or just that one baby mom. You know what happens? Like some kids' mothers make it hard on the father,
Absolutely.
and the father ends up just giving up. Now, me personally, I would never just give up, but I do see how it might push some to do it. It's something I couldn't do,
Right.
but I could see how that some kids' mothers could push the father to do something like that.
And for me, maybe if I had a guess on maybe why my some men, pick and choose with that, it definitely could be the relationship they have with the mother. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and I
I
was also saying
definitely think that plays a role in it.
not to cut you off. I should have let you finish because you might have went to my other half of it to where the man can't have the woman the way they want to have them, so they
Yeah.
don't mess with the kids because of that. Because that happens too.
Yeah, that does happen. It ain't just like a woman thing. That definitely goes both sex, both genders, whatever. Yeah, that is a thing, very much so.
I was
Petty, nonetheless.
I would say this. I was I went on a date one time with this white girl. My first time ever going on a date with a white girl. It was different. But anyway, excuse me. But she had ended up doing a background check on me, right? And my response to it is I appreciated it. Honestly, I know how niggas be out here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? Why don't all women do that? And that's kind of a different topic. Matter of fact, that's something we gonna touch on that. I'm gonna leave that there, but remind me, write that down. That's gonna be a whole episode right there. But listen, as always, you know what I'm saying? It's great when we get Tamika on here. She on a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? She voiced her shit well. And she's one of the women who can see things from both perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I just appreciate you having me, give them a little razzle dazzle. And when I speak on these things, these topics, just I can only kind of speak from my experience. So y'all listening, it ain't. Y'all listening is just like me speaking on. I have a lot of experience with just certain shit. And now that I'm older, I can speak on it in confidence and speak freely on it. But it's just necessarily things that I've experienced in life. So don't everybody be offended, or I'm not thinking everybody is like that. Just get that out there.
Hey, so make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel too. P and T Reacts.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? We on there together. You feel we got a YouTube. We gonna start doing it more. We kind of slowly getting into it, getting comfortable and everything, but more of that's coming.
I mean, DM him, or you know what I'm saying. I don't really have all the social medias. I ain't plugged like him. I'm a little behind on the times, but DM him if y'all have some reaction videos that we could check out. Definitely send those our way, because yeah, we be kind of lost in the sauce looking for stuff. But thank you.
Hey, well, so that's our first guest. Like I said, my girl Tamika, man, and thank you for coming in, talking to us.
All right, what's going on, world? Like I told y'all in this episode, I'm gonna have a few different people get their perspective on this topic. A few women and a few men also. I already did my first guest, Tamika. Second guest right now, we going to the men. If you want to introduce yourself real quick.
It's Tone, man, from Minneapolis, man, Minnesota North Side, born and raised.
Yes, sir. Same here. Midwest stand up. You know it. So, let's get your perspective on these two topics real quick, man. So for the first one, what's your thoughts on why men may have multiple kids and then pick and choose which ones they're going to take care of?
That's tough. Well, I mean, from the outside looking in on that topic, just because me personally, I got two by the same woman, so it's a little different for me in that aspect. But if I was in them shoes though, and I don't know, I would feel some kind of way just as a father trying to pick a different child over the other one. But I also know that there are always something going on in a relationship between that mother and that father that probably plays a role some kind of way in making him make that decision.
Do you think there's any logical reasons why, like, do you think there's any logical reasons why a man may do that?
Personally, no. I don't see. I mean, unless this woman really makes it difficult, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying my hardest,
right,
to make sure that I'm spending time with my child. You know what I mean? Then I don't see any other logical reason other than it being on the other side, or I made a decision that keeps me away from that child. Like I get myself locked up, or
right,
or I decide to move, or something like that. That's on me. But then that's on me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So yeah, your perspective is on that first one is probably about the same as mine. You know what I'm saying? I would say take it a little further. A woman making it hard on you to see your kids, that is a logical reason to where as time went on and it go on for a while, I could see a man maybe giving up. Me personally, like you say, I couldn't see myself doing that. You know what I mean? I'd rather deal with it how I can deal with it and maybe go the court route, which is irritating as hell, but I don't think I could just give up and just not be in my kid's life, though.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's just some weird. I can never understand it. You know what I'm saying? Not to call anybody out, but I know people who's done it. You know what I mean? That shit's always weird to me. So yeah, it just couldn't be me.
Well, and it's just there's a lot of level of selfishness that goes on with that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have, a real disregard for your own choices. I mean, to be honest with you, that's not man shit at that point in my mind. Excuse my language, but that's just not what a man's supposed to do. You know what I mean? If you made a choice, and the consequences of that choice, you got to stand in, and that's being a father in this case.
Exactly.
You know, that's something you gotta do. I mean, especially in my situation, I really feel some kind of way about it because personally, you know what I'm saying, I grew up without one. You know what I mean? I don't even know who my dad is to this day.
Right.
So because of that, I take it real seriously.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And then with my shit's a little different, you know what I'm saying? Like I had my mom, of course, and I had my real dad who was kind of in and out, you know what I'm saying? And then I had my stepdad also. So I got lucky with it. I had two examples of a father figure that was like close to me, you know what I'm saying? And they were completely different, but I took stuff from each one to apply when it comes to like my parenting style, you know what I'm saying? So I got a little lucky with that one. I will say that.
That's definitely a blessing.
Yeah, I got lucky as hell. I like, as I got older, I was like, I realized like being in certain situations, like I could look at how my stepdad would handle it or how my real dad would handle it. And like, you know, I would go about it depending on which way I felt would suit the situation. And that shit kept me out of a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie. It helped a lot.
And that goes to show and prove the impact of having a father figure in your life. You know what I mean? That's something to draw on. You know what I mean?
And that's why when it comes to, and this kind of leads to the second part of the question of the podcast. That kind of leads to why, you know, like some men don't like dating women with children and stuff, but me in particular, like I have no problem with it because I seen the impact my stepdad had on my life, and if he wasn't in my life, I know I'd be a lot different as a person. You know what I'm saying? So like, I see how that male figure, whether it's your dad, stepdad, uncle, whatever it may be, like, you know what I'm saying, how can have a positive impact on kids. So I like to be that. Whether I'm dating a girl or we're just friends or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I like to be that positive male figure in children's life.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, you definitely have to carry yourself accordingly. I mean, especially if you're dating a woman. I mean, it's a package deal. It's supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know? But at the end of the day, I look at it as a blessing and another effect. Like, it's good for me, not just for me being around and to be a blessing for a child. You know, it's not necessarily mine. But on the other end of it, where I'm dealing with a woman who's probably a little bit more mature, who has a little more of her feet on the ground because she's got other responsibilities than just living her best life.
And that's
or trying to do a hot girl summer, you know, stuff like that, and stuck in that mentality. You know what I mean?
And you know what?
Women who have children, they have more of a wholesome family. You know, want to have that more of a lifestyle where they want a man to settle down with and make better choices, build something together because they have futures that they're trying to build because of their children.
And the,
you know what I mean?
And the crazy thing is when men speak on, you listen to the podcast, relationship-based podcasts, when they speak on date women with children, they speak on all the negative shit. Now, there's some negative shit that come with it for sure, you know what I'm saying? But like, at the end of the day, for me, if you are a good influence on children, the impact you put on them children is that positive is way more effective than any of that negative stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
So for the second part of it, you know, transitioning, I don't know how many women you've dated that had kids or whatever, but me personally, any girl I've ever dated since I've been an adult, they've had kids, basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
When a woman is dating a man, like just from your experiences or from what you know from friends and family members, do you feel like they require the man take care of their kids, or does it seem like women really don't care if you're not taking care of their kids or not? If you
I've seen it both. I've seen it both ways. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it both ways. I've seen where me personally, I've dated a woman who's had kids, but you know, she had two kids and they were a little bit older, but she was like, I met them, you know, we interacted, but it wasn't something where she pushed the relationship between me and them.
Right.
It wasn't something that, you know, she asked or required me to do anything for them outside of what I felt to do on my own, or what I was, you know, what I felt like doing out of the kindness of my heart. You know what I mean? Based on, you know, the situation in the relationship. But she never, you know, made a requirement of me, like, you know, if you know, I need money for this and da 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 da. She never did none of that. She took care of her own kids. She handled her own business, so that was never an issue with her. I'm saying as far as like the woman making sure. See, cause you know what I'm saying? See, you're not no deadbeat ass nigga, so it's probably a little harder to answer. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, this question, honestly, for all the listeners out there, when I call different people, right, like, you can hear how they talk, where it's like, some situations they can't relate to because they just haven't been in them. And this second part of this question is a little bit easier to answer for people who, you know, may have been a deadbeat or may have had their kids
not in their life because their kid's mother made it hard, so they're dating somebody else, and that person like, yo, where your kids at type thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you always been in your kid's life, then this right here is a little harder to relate to. Now,
Right.
now me personally, my kid's mother took my kids out of the state without my consent, so I wasn't in their life for a few years. And the women I was engaged and married for a while. I dated a couple girls before, after that, whatever. And I only was with this, including my wife. I was only with one girl the whole time who actually was like on it. Like she might have been on it more than me. I was doing it like kind of behind closed doors, not really speaking on it much, but low key the girl I'm with now. I be talking about kids and stuff, and like she was asking me little questions. I be like, why she asked me this? Then come to find out, she had went and found a private investigator, and then went and was gonna pay for it, and then do the research for me to find my kids, and I could proceed with getting joint custody and stuff. So that's the only.
That's love.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere, bro. She here for life. But you feel me? But yeah, that's the other guy I've been with who was like, show that concern. I've never been a deadbeat or nothing, but you never know if the man you with is a deadbeat or if the baby mama bullshit. You never really
Right.
know. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
everyone can smile in your face.
Yeah, you
know
never
what I'm
really
saying?
know. So what she did was I'm gonna be honest, on the podcast, everything. She done see me cry about my kids and everything. You feel me? So it's
Right.
like, so she was like, oh no, this nigga's like for real. So she took upon herself to go, what I'm saying, do her research. So yeah, women out there, I would say if you're dealing with a man who may not be in his kid's life, first and foremost, you can ask him why he is or he isn't. And I mean, why he isn't in their life. And his answer only can mean so much, because how many people gonna be like, oh, well, that bitch crazy, so I ain't fucking with the kids. Like, how many people gonna really admit that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
regardless of how logical it may sound, nobody's really gonna admit that. You know what I'm saying? So what you can do is do the same thing my girl is. Ask little questions, get your little research put together, and if you care for him like that, then you can get a private investigator. And when you tell him you done that, the way he react to it, that's gonna tell you how much he really care.
That part.
Cause when my girl told me, nigga, I got to crying. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, oh my god, you are fucking amazing. Like,
Right. Where did you come from?
like
And
what?
why are you here? And
Man,
how did I get blessed with you? I don't
man.
know, but I'm gonna keep doing whatever it is I'm doing.
I'm telling
Make
you,
sure
I'm
you
telling
don't
you.
lose it.
Hey, look, so I'm gonna say this. This was one I'm calling like probably like 10, 12 people. This episode be long as hell. I'm calling like 10, 12 people. I might break this into two parts. Now I was kind of now after us doing this little segment, whatever, I definitely gotta get you in here in person, because like I figured, you articulate your shit on point, and you know what I'm saying, you know how to get to the point and without saying a whole bunch. Your shit makes sense, is logical. Definitely gotta have you back on the podcast ASAP, bro.
Man, I'll be honored, man. I appreciate it, man. Anytime, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, look, so for everybody out there listening, man, that's my homeboy Antonio, father of
Yes,
two.
sir.
You got two sons, right?
Yes, sir. Two boys. I got one on the way. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. Been married for about 5 years almost now, working on it. So.
Oh, hell yeah. Congratulations.
I got my feet in the game.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I definitely appreciate you, man. Like, share, comment the Brain Surfing Podcast on all podcast listening platforms, including YouTube. Come catch these waves. Okay, so as a man who has had my rights stripped from me, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the state of Minnesota, you have to go get a court date set up if you have kids with a woman that you're not married to. And I didn't know that at the time. So long story short, my kids' mother took my kids to Texas. I'm sorry. My kids' mother took my kids to Texas without my consent. And yeah, we all back good now. But since I didn't have that court thing set up, she was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm speaking from a man who's been through this, and I'm also going to touch on friends that I know have different perspective and kind of give their perspective without giving up their names. You know what I mean? So I'll start off by saying that a reason why a man might have multiple kids and then pick and choose which to take care of. Okay, so this isn't a good reason, but I'm giving you a reason that I know of, like that what happens. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty common. You know. Now a lot of women that say, "Oh, he don't want to mess with me, so he don't want to be around the kids." I highly agree. It happens. I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. Right. With that being said, I've seen on the other hand where the baby mom makes it so difficult when it comes to seeing the kids. and wants everything done her way. Which me, as far as wanting things done her way, like what I would do is to go get a court date set up. This is older me talking, not the Pierre who did it the wrong way in the first place, but older me talking like I would end up getting a court date visitation set up so she can't interfere with how and when I see my kids. But some kids' mothers use the kid as a weapon. They might let you see the kid when you want to, you know what I'm saying? But then when they want to go do something, they ask you, oh, well, I want to go out. I'm going to go do this, do that. So you need to watch your kid. And it's like, yo, I got to work. Or I had this going on. It's like, and then they want to hit you with the, well, I have them all the time. So long story short, I think that some baby mothers some kids' mothers make the man not want to deal with them, and the kid end up suffering also. Now, I do not like that reason, but it does happen. So for the kids' mothers out there, I will say, you know, if you do make things tough as a man, as a father, he shouldn't just give up. No, I'm not saying that's okay, but I am saying that this is something that happens. And with that being said, there's already no reason to make things tough. So try to keep things smooth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why not? Because there's definitely situations also where the man might move on, get engaged or married, then the kid's mother starts acting a little weird with the kids and stuff like that. That's not cool. Like I said, just keep things smooth. And for the fathers out there, maybe dads realize it later on. I've always loved my kids, always been in my kids' life, but I never realized how much I needed my kids in my life until I didn't have them anymore. And like they say, you don't ever miss something till it's gone. Well, I wouldn't go so far to say that in that situation, but I get it though. Right. So the second part of this is, it's more for women to answer. But I've dated women who have kids. I feel like every woman I've been with has had kids. Like since I've been in my adulthood, they had at least one or two, like damn near, not every single one, but the majority. And when dating men with kids, women, do you require that the man take care of his kids? Now I say this: if I got a homegirl who messes with a dude who don't take care of his own kids, and she has kids or she don't, either or, it's like I would encourage her to encourage him to get on his stuff. In the same sense, like as a father, I don't feel like you should have to even get encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Like some people catch on late, so it can happen. I get it. Like I don't want to knock anybody, but I just don't think that anyone should have to encourage you to do your duties as a father or as a mother. It goes both ways. But if you see a man is lacking in that area, but you love him and you really care for him and you like him a lot, whatever, everything else is smooth. Like that's something you should encourage him to do. And if not, honestly, I feel like this: a man should never date a woman who has kids if he don't mess with those kids. Like he has to have like and learn to love those kids also. You feel me? Like how could you love that woman or even be with the woman with kids and not rock with her kids like that? It's the same thing. If a woman is messing with a man who has kids and he's not in his kid's life, like actively trying to be in his kid's life, because some baby mothers make things hard, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he's not fully in their lives, he don't get them too much, whatever it may be, because of how his baby mother acts. I don't know, but that's something that if you're with a person and you plan to be with them, that's something that I think you should definitely require.
Later, be damn it.
Yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy Cuff with the Brain Surfing Podcast.
Hi.
Come catch these waves.
Yeah.
Two sticks up in the car, one of them gotta switch. Ran up on him, hit him with the 30, know that he got glitch. Hit up on these beats and I be rapping, I just pop my shit. Told my nigga cook him like some breakfast, I'ma call it grits.
Another day, me and my brothers trying to empty clips. Up another pulling.
Alright, okay. Up another pump with the gin, this
Okay.
a jiffy grip.
Pop them in and shit and hit the loom, that's a dirty hit.
Alright, yeah, my niggas getting busy. Yeah, I told them we gon' slide, we get it iffy. Stupid nigga wanna play, we gon' get him stitchy. Glock 26, I shoot it till it's empty.
Glock 26, that shit be ripping through his man. Add that shit together, 52 is ripping through his man. Bullets, they be hot up on the skin, I call that shit a hand. Get into the money with my niggas, cause I know it's man.
22 be fucking up and swinging, make them do the Dougie. Bitches in my face, they want my time, but I want the money. We gon' send them home, get hit with chrome, tell them it was mugs. Niggas keep on playing with the creepers, we gon' leave them muddy.
Yo, Shout out to the Creepers, man. My nephew and his little rap group. Them young men going hard. Yeah. Cuff. Welcome to the Brain Surfing Podcast. Come catch these waves.
Once again, as always, I appreciate you stopping by, listening to the Brain Surfing Podcast. It's your homeboy Cuffed. Thanks for catching these waves.